I'll play for maybe 1.5 hours. That means no later than 21 o'clock. Then I promise I'll try not to let fatigue get to me. And I will actually try to write at least for 2 hours. Gotta check the inputs.
When Sammy the Bull Gravano ratted on the Mafia, he wasn't just saving his own skin. He was engaging in a high-stakes game theory exercise. As we all know, that snitches get stitches. Snitching is such a severe social transgression that Judas Iscariot has been paying for snitching on Jesus to the Romans for nearly 2,000 years. And the 30 pieces of silver Judas received for his betrayal is still the benchmark for an informant's dishonorable compensation. Even little kids have a sense that snitching is disgraceful conduct. They ostracize the kids who tattle or squeal. In southern Italy, the code of conduct known as Omerta governed the Mafia's refusal to cooperate with authorities against others within the organization. It was a blood oath, and a pentito, someone who broke Omerta, was a rat.
You take that oath, you never betray, you never talk, you never steal, and I don't find it.
So are Julian Assange and Edward Snowden heroic whistleblowers who risked everything to lay bare the truth? Or are they just weasels, stool pigeons, or traitors? It depends who you ask. But I think that what seems like an issue of virtue and self-interest is a lot more complex. It's a mix of human behavior and game theory, a combination of morals and math. Now, we actually play the game is so perverse that we make it nearly impossible to actually get to the truth.
I'm gonna take the safe route since it's still too early and go activate the spell.
One pigeon to a stool. As it flapped its wings, hopelessly
Actually,
trying to escape, that attracted other pigeons to its location where they could be captured easily. So, calling a
I can very easily avoid these.
Works on a couple different levels. The most pure example of snitching and its consequences
by just not going out at night.
In the Prisoner's Dilemma. You probably already know how it works, so I'll keep it brief. Two men are arrested and they're separated. If neither snitches on the other one, police can still convict each of them on a lesser charge with a 2-year sentence. If one turns on the other, that testimony will allow a conviction on a greater charge with a 10-year sentence. The snitch will go free. If both betray each other, it's 5 years each. The payoff matrix shows all the possible outcomes of both A and B snitching or not snitching, and it immediately raises questions about the best strategy. If you're A, should you stay silent and hope B stays silent too? 2 years. Does it make more sense to betray your friend and hope you go free if he maintains silence, even if it means risking 5 years if the other guy talks too? If you snitch, your possible outcomes are 5 years or 0. Betrayal means you will avoid a 10-year sentence no matter what. Remaining loyal and not talking gives you possible outcomes of 10 years and 2 years. So what's loyalty worth to you? It's irrational to put stock in loyalty, and the dominant strategy for both players is to betray one another. That's the big game theory takeaway from The Prisoner's Dilemma. It's such a seminal concept that its offshoots and implications on decision theory are referenced over 62,000 times on Google Scholar. And the most comprehensive analysis of all things Prisoner's Dilemma, Stanford's Encyclopedia of Philosophy, is over 30,000 words. In spite of nearly 75 years of scholarship, we've obfuscated and flat out ignored the aspect that dictates how this game affects real lives in real life. The house always wins. In The Prisoner's Dilemma, players are incentivized to betray. The worst case scenario for a player is he honors the code and his friend betrays him. The best case is he betrays, his friend stays loyal, and he avoids prison time. But even in that freedom scenario, he's branded a snitch for life. He'll face consequences in the community for ratting out the other guy. Even winning is losing. But there is no outcome where the police lose. They can only win. It's just a question of how much. The FBI itself says that informants have played major roles in the investigation and prosecution of a wide variety of federal crimes since the inception of the Bureau in 1908. And even with clear published guidelines about how informant programs work, the whole thing is a murky soup of threats and payoffs. Whether it's the FBI or NYPD or the Soviet KGB system of Secretny Sotrudny, it's always worked pretty much the same way. The cops need information to prosecute criminals. They don't get it through investigation, they need to get it through testimony. Sometimes witnesses are totally comfortable telling what they know, but most of the time they're not, because of the snitches get stitches repercussion. And that's when the game theory changes. In 2021, researchers discovered 19 bone fish hooks and 6 grooved stones on the Jordan River in Israel. They turned out to be up to 15,000-year-old fishing tackle. Hooks and sinkers haven't changed that much since ancient times, but how we fish has. Fishing Clash lets anyone with a smartphone or tablet travel the world to engage in one of humanity's oldest sport and survival activities. You can compete against other anglers, upgrade your rods and tackle, increase skills and level up, and all the while experiencing real legendary fishing locations like the Lost World. It's a fishing simulator, an outdoor fishing app, and a PvP game. Click the link in the description or use the QR code to download the game and use my gift code VSauce2 to get an awesome $20 value reward for free. You'll get a unique avatar, mythical lure card, 50 luck power-ups, and 30 weight power-ups to help you catch the largest fish. Thanks to Fishing Clash for supporting VSauce2 and for helping me make the videos I want to make. And good luck to you on the water. The one running the game has 2 options, threats and incentives, or both. In the Prisoner's Dilemma, both players are offered potential but not guaranteed immunity if they give up the other guy. Co-defendants and people arrested for other stuff are offered everything from lighter charges and sentences to full amnesty, while incarcerated informants can get simple prison perks or full release. Paid informants basically have a job and a paycheck. Informants have to decide how they want to play to avoid punishment or balance their payoffs with the potential consequences of those payoffs, while the game masters just sit around and wait to see how much they've won. A bad deal. Maybe that's fair. In the Prisoner's Dilemma, we know that both players are criminals. That's why the cops are 100% confident they can convict them on that lesser 2-year charge. There's no wrongfully charged man in the dilemma, and there's no guy trying to improve his already grim circumstances or looking for a handful of cash. But rewarding snitches is such a twisted game to play, it almost got innocent people executed for killing a man who wasn't even dead. In 1819, Jesse and Stephen Bourne were convicted and sentenced to death in Vermont for killing their brother-in-law, Russell Colvin. There wasn't a ton of evidence, but Jesse Bourne's cellmate, Silas Merrill, said that Jesse confessed to him in detail. Merrill testified against the brothers and was rewarded with his own freedom from a forgery conviction. But just before Jesse and Stephen were to be hanged, Colvin was found alive in New Jersey. He wasn't even dead, let alone murdered by the Bourne brothers. It was a rare win for justice, and the cops who always benefit, even they kinda won since they were spared from the wrong of putting innocent men to death. Yes, a forger went free. Merrill's dishonesty reveals one of the obvious problems with informant culture, an incentive to lie. You already have an inherent sense of the problems with snitching, but let's codify it. When it comes to criminal justice, 3 things matter. What's known, when it's known, and who knows it. Truth is not necessarily part of that equation. To start, informants are suspect because they're usually implicated in antisocial behavior already, so they're kinda difficult to trust. Why wouldn't they just make things up to hurt the people they hate and protect their own? And don't all the benefits feel a little like a reward for criminals? But the problems with the snitching game are only the beginning. Sometimes informants are forced to play a game within that game. Witness intimidation happens when criminals use their own system of threats and payoffs to influence witness testimony. If a witness is forced to play a game where the house always wins and you'll face consequences for their testimony, then you can't win either. So your only option is to wreck the whole game by silencing them. If you've ever watched any mob movie, you've seen how the mafia's omerta code goals. But what makes for great entertainment has ruined real lives like Anthony Brown's. But what makes for great entertainment has ruined real lives like Anthony Brown's. Nearly half of death row wrongful convictions have been tied to unreliable informants. Anthony Brown was sentenced to death in Florida in 1983 for murder, but the actual killer testified against him in exchange for his own lenience. And it was the same for Randall Adams. He was convicted of killing a police officer in 1977, while the informant, who was the real killer, received immunity from the prosecution in exchange for his testimony. Neat trick. Want to go down a rabbit hole? Google Randy Steidel. In Randy's case, a cop sacrificed his own job to expose the truth about the snitch system that wrongfully convicted him of murder. Randy spent 17 years in prison for murders he didn't commit, and although he won a multi-million-dollar settlement from his town in the state of Illinois, he wasn't pardoned. So, as a society, what can we do to combat the perverse incentives of snitching? We at least need to understand how information games are played in real life. History has morphed the Roman goddess Justitia into the modern image of Lady Justice. She's usually depicted as holding a scale that balances the act with its consequences. She's blindfolded, which is meant to symbolize partiality. But nearly 500 years ago, Flemish painter Peter Bruegel portrayed a static, unmoving Lady Justice wearing a blindfold to suggest that she was failing to see justice. So which is she partial or just I don't know. But I do know that as long as her lips are free to play the oldest game of crime and punishment, snitching and stitching might not even matter. And as always, thanks for watching. Thanks again to Fishing Clash for sponsoring Vsauce 2. Download now.
Let's see how this works. Little lady, have I got a pleasant surprise for you? Are you kidding me? Yikes. Very good. I'm gonna save after that.
Keep pushing for your best self with the app.
And there's a stable nearby, maybe I'll go for that first. I went here because there were Fleet Lotus seeds and how could I not resist getting some, you know? Alright, so Ancient Arrows still instant kill Guardians at least. But for everyone else, yeah, don't even bother.
Let's get out of here.
Close the locked door.
Look at it. Stays on too. Can't just let her see. I can't just let her see. The princess approaches the bottom stair. The body steps forward. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch.
The narrator is taking over my hand. And I have to slip the princess. Then I'll drop.
Okay, I'm going right now. Towards the end. Slip laying down the strike of the princess's heart. She's right.
CQC.
Does late arrow raising her hands. Slaying her. She's
Just lying to me this whole time. If I have to kill you, then I'll kill you. You think I need both of my arms to do that?
You see how it's a sharpness in her gaze. Don't think she's bluffing. She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her heart. You raise the blade, digging under her ribs, aiming somehow sharp. The body unresponsive as your blood. She stares down at you like a cow. Eyes shine. Lips snake. It's her world.
I should have took out the mic.
If we're lucky, we can watch you and we know at least to delay or stay in this place. We're very lucky. Kill her. She can reach the outside world. Just end like this. As much as I prefer
Fair enough.
I remember that one.
But at the end of that path, there's a cabin. In the basement of that cabin, is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will end the world.
Marissa, the princess, should she also come in? I definitely got her. I might hear her again.
I can assure you, you didn't slay her, that she didn't.
Oh. Whoops.
People don't just spring back to life after dying. Two of us have it. Very first time.
Narrator, stop gaslighting me.
What happened? Maybe it's best to keep it that way. Brilliant.
That was weird.
Our cards close to our chest.
Right, I forgot the trackpad is weird when
So in this round, we're an opportunist.
sometimes.
I can hear you. It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from. Did I say trust in that slip of all time? You know, the old brain one to say which probably slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
See you near the cabin.
A warning before you go. She will lie, she will cheat, she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
Proceeding to the cabin. Yeah.
Alright, so currently I have 14 defense. They altered the stats slightly apparently in Hyrule Rebalance, but how much we don't know. It's pretty hard to tell.
Just happens to resemble.
Especially with the current stuff that we have, but it's easy enough to tell how much multipliers the attack up gives at least.
So this
As
takes
for the
a
speed up
it's
though,
just-
and
it's just a slab
other
of
such
mud.
things, like even the defense ones.
You see how I'm here on the wall?
Oh,
Bloody show. It's bloody show. It's death. Sense there isn't. That's something.
Trust me, eyes. Why would he lie about not being here? Don't hands up.
lovely.
What's the mirror?
Walk up to the wall next to the basement door. So isn't much to see. This really isn't funny.
Like the mirror clean.
Reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin door. I hope you know how it is. Well, at least we know nothing to see. Case closed. Good work. Yep.
Take the blade.
Take the blade from the shelf. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world. Well, grab it, weapon. We should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. Don't have to know we have it. That's not actually a bad idea.
To the basement. Who's up this one? I really don't remember this route. That's what this is doing.
In a staircase dug into the floor. The ceiling is thick. It's the fact of the starlight from the cabin window behind you. Barely penetrating the air from the illuminated edges of the floor. Shines in the darkness.
Whoa,
Some kind of massive
Poggles.
Air smells of dirt.
Yes, give. They seem a little easier to catch.
The princess lives here, Spain. I would probably be doing her a favour. Her voice skitters up.
Uh-oh.
Steve finds itself on those stairs. Then, don't be scared. You probably will find.
I like this princess. Look, Nessie. Hello.
I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up. I'm going.
Situation.
think out the kind of guy who makes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? You just want to hear yourself talk. Just it's to slay them.
Shall draw.
Endless debate around what to do.
This part is actually very important to me.
You're the boss.
I'm just saying, this game partially advertises itself as possibly a dating sim. It's not out of picture. Might be a happy ending. Getting of all this in the full race. Whoa! You fire! And, tail.
There you are. Taking that sharp blade, no doubt.
That's not bad. How'd you know that?
So, we dropped the pretenses. Good.
The witch. I actually like this look on you. Okay, so not the
Yes, the Moe eyes are not really nice looking.
Sure, that was on social last. But we definitely know what we're doing this time.
I'm not nasty.
But you are. You're a wretched little thing. I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up behind. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you.
Skip ahead. Might not be too different.
Jeez. Dude, you're the boss. Thank the fire.
And there you are, down seeming to offer a helping hand while right behind your mother behind your back. Fine, I'll play along for now. What do you want?
Is this just the princess's scorned route?
Yikes.
The witch. Warn the princess.
Almost there.
Stop.
No.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? No, you don't have to do this, right?
I actually technically do, but I'm gonna try not to.
This one lunges. The blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. Princess dodges. Stop it back. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to be alive.
Resist.
The blade. Blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, Princess is cautious.
We both know this isn't you.
He purposely reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
Those big ol' eyes.
Sure.
I'm sorry. I'll try to
Holy
let-
shit.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing flesh and sin.
Well,
You aren't dead yet.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again, again, and again. You feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way to your body.
Could you have done this quicker and less painful?
I'm sorry.
She doesn't hardly use it, does she? Apparently not. Doesn't matter how sloppy her knife works, does it? Stab is still a stab wound.
10,
Only not before you bleed out.
45.
so sorry.
One last thrust of the
Still
knife.
looks pretty cute.
Your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve her violency down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this.
Yeah, it's ending like this.
Oh, that's rich coming from you.
Oh god, anime.
As much as I prefer for things to have gone differently, deny the reality of what's happened. You made your choice. It's over. The thing goes dark. You can die.
Chapter 2. the damsel.
You're on
Sure.
a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're
Okay.
here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
A CD unique option. Oh, you bastard, you're in for now. Why is this your trick?
My tricks. What on earth are you talking about? We just met for the first time.
Player.
He doesn't remember what happened. Maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
So now we're the smitten.
Oh, beloved. Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love. And the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works.
We sound like a very British version of Zap Brannigan from Futurama.
We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who sacrificed the whole world for you on the cheap. And I will. What can I say? A world without love is a world of words.
What's it gonna get?
A woman. She will lie. She will cheat. She will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying. No, she says. I've already told you we're not playing along with your Four lies that can't be trusted. Her being choose the only thing in the world we can.
Voice of a simp.
I think we've already been over this. He sure dislikes the sound of his own voice. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
Yeah, I like I said, I was checking the response to the demo, and like a lot of people fell in love with her.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong, but
And what else were we expecting? Of course, there are always going to be simps.
focus on the task at hand.
Seems the gap. Yeah, nice place.
Its slow walls of threaded tapestries, prison befitting a royal prison. The furniture is on a wooden table, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You need it if you want to do this right.
You need something with
I hope they didn't drop
Because there
any
isn't
important
There's
stuff.
a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in there. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. I'm sure the princess would tell us there was a mirror if she were up there. In which case she would be lying to you because there isn't a mirror. Far before his time.
But times are gonna be gaslight about this damn mirror. I'll look at myself to see how handsome I am.
That's a great idea. We have to make sure we're looking our best before we save her. We shouldn't waste time preening. If he has learned about the mirror, it might be important. I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless?
Approach the mirror.
Walk up to the wall next to the basement. It's all. Isn't much to say.
Even the background music is
As long as I have the frickin' royal shield thingy, I really have no need for any other.
Reach forward and rub your hand.
Unfortunately, I can only get one more sword upgrade right now.
Ridiculous.
I still see a mirror there.
It was there a second ago. Now it's gone. Pity. Feather around us, we'll never know. Can't gallantly sweep her off her feet when we have a feather around us.
Yes, we have feathers. It's not like just a coat.
Oh
it's
well,
like little
may as well.
feathers. Take the blade.
Blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Suppose it was a long dashing knight with an equally dashing sword. That way she'll know we can defend her from the
Also need a dashing convertible to show that we have money in a nice car.
Hopefully it doesn't put her on edge. And hopefully it doesn't get turned on us. Yeah, there's no use arguing over motivations right now. It's good that you took them, but you needed to do your job.
Into the basement.
So are there just straight up no food that give yellow hearts?
Basement cruiser.
The only way to get yellow hearts is presumably Mika's Grace, which we won't be able to get because
Torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcome. Firelight. It's still a stone basement. The princess goes in and Svengo's probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It is I, your knight. I'm coming to save you from the poor. I mean, save you.
Her voice somehow even more beautiful than last time. Yeah, Belle's already. Held my tongue till you were taking this hand too
Okay.
far. Barely
Okay.
princess. Still do right by her. This,
that was very nice.
yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are part of the manipulation.
Dang it.
Walk down the stairs, lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the farm. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. No, she can't hear, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
Wait, she can't hear us? Or at least the voice is spinning anyway.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, alright.
I was so worried about you. You remember me, right?
Of course, my love. A damsel. Still your nerves and step forward.
Step forward. Your grip on the blade tightening as you steal so
Oh, we're talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She actually can do a lot. She's got bluffing.
Do you see the razor sharpness in her eyes? Don't think she's bluffing. She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Are you sure she's not armed?
Her arms
Slay the
are
princess.
the weapon.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. Feel flesh easily give way.
Oops.
Your blade maybe sinking deep.
Oh no. Look at that guy.
Oh,
Best.
this is it, isn't it?
Yep.
I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
The razor sharp look in her eyes brought a terrifying conviction in her words. Yes, even as she
Like she's
lays
looking
there
rotten
dying,
garbage.
she entirely believes herself to be. And well, it's over. She stopped. It's well. An arrogant look still plastered. Is it over? Really over?
Of course not, that's way too easy.
It's over. Get all worked up. You should make sure. It's the harm in checking my boss. I really don't think you should do that.
But why? Because she's still alive, narrator?
And why should? Is there something you're not telling us? I told you everything that's happened is completely accurate. The princess is. They'll come back.
Oh no.
Move the blade, check for a pulse. You're right, she's dead. Check for a pulse.
Lean down, place your hand against her neck. Hold your breath as you search for a pulse. No, you're not going to find it.
Wow.
Definitely won't let you keep it. I'm sorry, dude. Want her to be alive? You just saved the entire world from annihilation. Why are you suddenly trying to put it in question?
Wait.
What's that? What's the sound? Try another. Exhausted by the effort, the little life that was left in her eyes faded rapidly.
An eye for an eye. A life for a life. I guess we're even now.
I see your point.
See you around.
It was so close. Why did you hesitate? At least you managed to take her with you. At the last breath. Everything goes dark.
Lard. Chapter 2. The Razor.
You're on the path of the woods. At the end of that path is a cabin. It's to the cabin. There's a princess. Positive. Keep on running. If she has a weapon, she'll have to try.
Why is it always this song?
Hesitating. Why don't you try the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
Charge the princess blade in hand. Unfortunately, your earlier suspicions proved correct. What blade of her own slips down her sleeve and catches you? Blood sprays from
Damn.
your seven-hearted artery beating princess with strokes of red. Better finish your task quickly. We'll run out of time.
You just die. Lard.
Are you serious? Extend in your neck is too much for you to bear. Perhaps to the floor of the basement, rapidly moving out. The princess stands over you with intense curiosity as you found it.
Oops.
Everything goes back.
It also led to the same chapter, but it was like an alternate route we could get here. That was kind of interesting.
The last bit of the way. Rescue. Sinking the blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh,
There's a knife right there.
The two of you collapse on the floor together. Rapidly.
somehow, things would turn out a little differently. But I wonder, do you really think that this was enough to stop me?
Once again, that razor-sharp look in her eyes and the terrifying conviction in her words. You don't have the time to worry about such things. It goes back.
Oh,
Yeah,
this is
that
the
also
wrong
leads to the
cliff.
Razor. Should proceed to the cabin.
A warning. Before you move. She will lie. She will cheat. She will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. No, we can't go in there. If you feel sick, so I feel sick just thinking about that place. We're going to die again, and I bet it's going to hurt. It's good to be careful, but you're really not helping with all that talk about death and dying.
I think the Razor's also a complete new route. Like, there is more routes now.
Agreed. Just ignore that clown. Stay focused.
Proceeding to the cabin.
The game keeps crashing. I think the music mod is not very like.
Whoa!
The cabin is
You've been
jagged
working this place.
Old wood and broken boards. Their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass.
You know
The
what?
only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The
I think I
blade
should
is
just head to
your
work.
Need it if you want to do this right.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, there's a blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely